reach down to a deep, deep hole, deep hole, deep, deep hole. Are you gonna be my love? Are you gonna be mine? I feel it falling from the skies above. Are you gonna be mine? My wave, my shark, my demon in the dark, the blue tide pulling me under. Are you my soul, my heart, pull everything apart? Are you gonna be my love? Are you gonna be my love? Be my, be my.
As the sun steps down and escapes the day, we'll calmly walk away from the fray. When structure falls and all else fails, we will build it once again. Turns to grey, we'll calmly walk away from the fray. When structure falls and all else fails, we will build it once again. We can climb high, higher than before, or we could stand by while it burns to the floor, though we cannot fly. We will build and the wounds will mend as we build it once again.
is it. Awesome.
Alright, hello everyone, my name is NeuroIntegrate and this is CounterPit. We are finally going live and this is Vulcan, the main sponsor of the league, of the whole tournament. Thank you very much to Vulcan for reaching out to us, for giving us a huge chunk of money to be able to organize a league with such great teams, for example as TSM and PENTA, that will be playing in a best of 3 in the lower brackets right now. So, or actually not lower brackets, it's just a lower round. So yeah, we'll bring it into understanding later when I show the table. So Vulcan basically is based on fantasy league, any fantasy league that you know, from football, from basketball, from anything. It's basically it. You just make your fantasy team, you pick your favorite or best players statistically. You have 5 of them, you have some sub, I think, too. And overall you choose 8 players, then you pick a shot caller, an in-game leader. This guy earns you double points, so choose wisely, choose the best player that you think will achieve the most. And you can pick some leagues that you enter right here. You can enter for free, you can enter for real money, you can enter for the credits that you see right here in the corner. So you don't have to spend anything if you don't know if it works or not, if it interests you or not. Just enter a free league where you can earn some credits. If you are happy with it, you can earn some better, you can enter some better ones when you can earn real money. So it works pretty fine. There's CSGO, League of Legends, Dota 2, Call of Duty, and I also think there's Hearthstone in it, but it's not appearing right now, right here. Maybe there's no matches in Hearthstone at the moment. I don't know. Anyway, this is an awesome site. You should definitely check it out. And yeah, that's it. As I said, you can bet with credits for free. You can bet with money. So it should be interesting for everyone. For all the guys that spend thousands of dollars on real-life betting, or for guys that just bet with skins, some minor ones. All of you should be able to have good fun with it. So there we go. Let's go over to the maps presentation. We will be playing Mirage, the first one picked by TSM, Train picked by Penta, and Dust 2 will be the decider if we get to 3 maps. Train basically are just casted a match, DNG versus Evolution, and DNG on the T side, they ended it with a 14-1 scoreline. We'll see if that happens here too. That was quite interesting. If well, it is a T-sided map, that would be great. So there we go. Let's check the table right now, as that's the most interesting thing, because I want to understand it myself. So Mousesports is already out of the tournament. Flipside beat them. Penta beat Kingwin, and now we have TSM versus Penta. And yeah, so that's the lower brackets. So that's right. Okay. And we'll be getting into the game as soon as possible. I have to open up the server, so I will leave you with the pre-match yet again. And you can see the odds right here. Definitely in favor of TSM, Penta coming in as the underdogs, but that's pretty much expected. I don't think anyone thought that it's going to be the other way. However, lately, TSM knocked out for some tournaments, so they usually are the favorites coming in, and you always will expect a match TSM Fnatic to be there at the end in the grand finals. So that's interesting. Maybe Penta can put up a good fight right here, especially on Train. If they get the right side, if they begin very well, might even go their way. I can see that there's now 7 players in the server, so we'll be getting into that one very shortly. And yeah, score. Just getting familiar with the hotkeys, as I haven't casted CounterPit for quite a bit of time now. My name is NeuroIntegrate, in case you don't know. I'll introduce myself once again right at the beginning of the match, so don't worry if you forget it. And I'll be very gladly commentating this game for you. I hope you will enjoy the time we spend here. And I hope that the match goes without any bigger problems, because, yeah, you know, delays in Counter-Strike, they usually appear, and it's never good to wait through them, to just look at the player standing on the T or CT spawn and coming up with some shenanigans about what they can do or not. And it's just pointless. So hopefully we will be seeing the game going smoothly. And oh, actually I have to type in some more commands, so just give me a second. CL spec. Alright, so everything should be good right now, and we are waiting for the last player, for the last 2 players, I think, because we have Bot Tyler right there, and I don't think he's a part of Penta Sports. Or maybe they underwent some more roster changes, and now Bot Tyler, well, you can see he can easily kill Device, so why not? GG, Bot Tyler MVP, and Carrigan also lost the fight against him. Well, anyway, just as I said, waiting for 2-3 more guys from Penta Sports, and we'll be going live with it. Maps, once again, Mirage picked by TSM, so this is their own map of choice right now. TSM the favorites coming into this match. They should be having a good time. Then next up will be Terrain, which is much more tricky. Okay, this is the map picked by Penta, but this map has always been very interesting, as in very CT-sided, and no matter who picked it, you could even get scores like 14-1 or 15-0, and then the other team could come back on the CT side. Right now, I talked to Sadokist and Vendetta about it a lot, and Sadokist, he mostly said that Train can be a very evened out map. It can even be an 8-7 or 9-6 map. If teams finally develop some strats on it, then the T side can still do very well, especially with windows they added for smokes, flashbangs and all that stuff. So there's much more to do when you are on the T side to approach some site and take it successfully. So that's interesting. We'll see what happens there on Train, and I'm definitely excited to see it. And the last map will be Dust 2, so probably the most classic map out there, alongside with Inferno. And Dust 2 is an extremely evened out map. like Cache. These two maps do not really favor any of the sides. It's actually one of the only maps where people intentionally choose to start on the T side, because it's not such an important thing to play on the CT. And if it's exclamation mark casters, not caster in plural, because usually there's two casters right here, but apparently we are having some problems with manpower. For example, Sadokist is out in Romania for the PGL. Once again, I think it is PGL, if I'm not mistaken. Probably is. That's the first big league he casted in CSGO. It's interesting. And Vendetta, I probably there was some reason why he couldn't cast, but I don't remember it at the moment, or I haven't read it. Anyway, it's TSM versus Penta Sports beginning right now. Just let me give you the better volume, as I turned it down for the time when I was talking only, and nothing was happening on the screen, but there we go. Penta versus TSM, TSM versus Penta. This is the Danish map of choice. And we'll see how it goes for Penta right here, as of course they're coming in as the underdog, so they have to surprise. TSM, they just have to make it consistent. Do whatever you always do, and you should probably be able to win this match. And there we go. Crispy opens it up with one knife kill. They definitely want that better sight. It will be very important to get any kind of advantage possible for Penta. Make it a little bit better, because if they lose it, they go out of the tournament. That's definitely not a pleasant thing, and you definitely don't want to achieve that. However, on the other hand, if you kick out TSM from the tournament, and that would have been massive. That would have earned you some titles and maybe even additional sponsors, I don't know. So Penta definitely want to achieve that thing. They want to win it. They want to take this best of 3 home. So yeah, we'll see. It is a best of 3. Usually CounterPit was all about the best of 2s. That was still in the group stages. Now we're in the playoffs already. And quite some matches are behind us. So you should already know it, that it's a best of 3 setup. And we might not even get to see Dust 2. That will require one of the teams to win in a 2-0 fashion. We won't get to know it until they finally start. So, yeah, hopefully just one last minute of the warm-up. Oh, just as I get to talk about it, we are going live. So finally, once again, my name is Neurointegrate. I come from Poland. I'm 17 years old. I don't know what else you need to know about me, but I will be your caster, and I hope that you will like it. And there we go, TSM on the CT side, Penta Sports on the T side, 5 Glocks on Penta, 4 USPs and TSM, and of course the dual Berettas that TSM and so overall Danish teams are pretty much known for. For example, Pimp likes to play with their dual Berettas and usually has some success with it, so maybe that's something that flows in the Danish blood. Oh, there we go, Carrigan gets a nice entry headshot to put his team in a 5v4 right away. Definitely looking good for them. A Crystal, he got boosted up the window apparently, and will not manage to secure the frag on Carrigan. Anyway, he had 20 bullets in that Glock walking into the fight. He still whiffed most of them, and they did get the bomb plant indeed, so they might be able to pick up some weapons a little bit earlier, but TSM quite easily take this round. The entry frag was there in the middle. Then Crispy managed to answer with one, but that's actually everything Penta managed to accomplish in this round. And most importantly, Crystal's fail in the jungle was very bad for the team right there. Might have earned them a little bit more time if he killed a guy and then had that window area under his crosshair. And there we go, round number 2 now. TSM probably got a roll over Penta, but as you can see, it's a force by Crystal, only playing with a P250 and nothing else, so he'll be faking it out on bomb site A. He peeks, he gets blown down to 39 hit points, but now just falls back, and he's of course hoping to force a rotation towards that bomb site A, so the rest of the team has an easy entry on B. There's 2 people right now in the middle, shooting right at Carrigan, but he manages to survive, and Just falls back, giving a lot of info to his team. So there we go, 2 from the underpass. Now we're going to have to be extremely careful. He just goes down to Crispy instead though. He heard the dink. So Crispy's down to 22 hit points, so it's still not looking good for Penta at all, even though they got that frag. Crystal is not going to go down to Device, who was trying to spray him down with that MP9, but controlling the spray with that weapon is not easy at all. Crispy though, the last man standing now, 22 hit points. He does have the bomb in his hands though, so he might get the bomb plant, and that would have been a successful force buy right here. Of course they planned to win it, but if it's not possible, then at least get the bomb plant. So Crispy, now everything's on you, and eyes on everyone are on you, as we will be tracing Crispy down in this round. Actually, he's just trying to save up the AK. He's not trying to get the bomb planted on bomb site B. Maybe looking for some kind of an exit frag if TSM decide to find him. That would have been a smart thing to do for TSM if they get this frag. They drop this weapon, Penta Sports is down to nothing. But Crispy will actually survive. 850 on him. The rest of the team, everyone on 1900. So definitely not looking good. Everyone will have to play with some Glocks. Crispy, just that AK and Kevlar. He got a good headshot right here on Carrigan previously, so why not try to go for the same? But he just goes down this time. And Carrigan still 50 hit points left. Cajun B with a little bit of support, so Carrigan will not really be able to go down, as that's what Penta was definitely aiming at. But as you can see, Cajun B successfully supports him, and Strux is the last man standing right now, but there's no weapon to save this time, and with that Glock he'll just go down very quickly. And there we go, 3-0. Now a gun round for Penta, finally. Still playing with one Galil, that's Crispy, who managed to save up the AK but did not really profit off that anyhow. He just went down right at the beginning of the previous round in the middle, so no additional money right there for him. And he'll be playing with a Galil as already mentioned. They don't have a lot of nades on top of that, only a couple of smokes and 4 flashbangs. No HEs, no mollies to force TSM out of the comfortable positions, which might hurt them later on. Device though, still playing with the MP9. That's a little bit of a risk taken. We'll see if they can kill him and make it a 5-4 very quickly. Oh, stab! Did spot Dupree right there, but it was not too quick on the reaction. Did not manage to pull the trigger. Carrigan now gets one from the underpass, but then does not manage to get anything else. Crystal puts a bullet in his head. Crystal still not playing with an AWP though. He's the main OP of Penta. I know the name of his AWP is Crystal Kill. So he probably should be trying to get it as quickly as possible. But instead he's just playing with an AK this time. Dupree will not get smoked off. He pulls the trigger at Crystal. He already knows there's one in the window, as that smoke was thrown from right next to him. But there's still no fight happening. Stavros finally kills him. Dupree though with a refrag. The bomb is going towards bomb site A. That might be crucial to Penta. They might be able to win the round just like that. Stavros to get the backstab on Zipex. And now Device trying to stop the bomb from being planted. He at least gets the headshot on Crystal and deals a lot of damage to Stavros on such long range with the MP9. That's a little bit of an accomplishment. Stavros now knows though that Dupree's coming from the connector. And Device, the bomb is definitely planted, much in favor of Stavros, but he still gets the frag and will be able to defuse it. So Penta definitely had a chance of taking this round, first round of Mirage of this whole matchup, but Device just robs them of that. And even with the MP9 that I kind of criticized right at the beginning, it still worked out. He still got a great headshot and tagged down the last man standing, Stavros. So 4-0, and Penta still struggling, but they still decide to go for a force buy. Of course, they planted the bomb so they can afford it, but is it the right choice? Previous game I casted, once again, DNG versus Evolution. Simple. When they started losing very badly on Train, he went on tilt, was playing with AUG without Kevlar, try to get M4s without Kevlar whenever possible, so let's hope that Penta is not about to tilt. Let's hope that Crispy will not be playing with like Galil over and over again, and he'll finally decide to buy up some better weapon. And of course still waiting for the AWP for Crystal. A 5v4 right at the beginning of the round for TSM right off the bat too. BO3 secures the frag on Stavros, but then Crystal somehow helps himself towards the catwalk without being spotted by anyone. Which is all the more interesting that no one really held that angle. The Vice drops Crispy down to 5 hit points, but Crispy is still alive and kicking. Got one frag. Will be looking for more. Spotted carrying on with the AWP and the CT spawn. And Strux finds the headshot on the pre. That leaves Karrigan and Zipix, the last two men standing. And there we go. Strux with one, but the backstab coming in from Zipix, but he's not expecting Crystal to come in from the ladder room, which blew the cover. TSM was close once again, much closer for Penta though this time. That managed them to secure the round, but still only one man remains. Even though they got the bomb plant, even though they won the round, as you can see there's a Tech 9 in the hands of Tapson. Stavros playing with a Glock, at least he was expecting to play with a Glock, as Strux did not drop him a weapon. When the round started, a couple seconds passed and they finally spotted that, oh my goodness, Stavros, why do you only have a Glock? So Strux finally bought him up a weapon, picked himself up that M4 that they saved up from the previous one, and now Stavros will be playing with an AK. So they only have one pistol, but also one Galil, and that's two underwhelming weapons, which might make a difference. Crystal's down right at the beginning. And once again a 5v4. In the previous round it was a 5v4 though too. So Penta still managed to come back into it. So no hope gone just yet. And there we go. Penta approaching bomb site A much more massively right now. There's 3 people right there. One in the palace that might do something. Crispy, if he just surprises, might open this up for another bomb plant. But as I said, the buy is not so impressive. But Cajun goes down. That's what I was talking about. Crispy, if he can just surprise, and he gets that surprise kill. But then the pre with the refrag, and that shouldn't have happened. Stavros shouldn't have let it happen. The bomb about to be planted in the smoke. If they manage to pull it off, that will definitely get them a lot of money for the upcoming rounds. And now the time is playing for Penta, which is all the more important, as TSM have to retake the site. And they're not making any moves just yet, as you can see, just holding some angles. They don't really know where the rest of Penta's port is, and they might get just picked off from some weird angles that they don't even know exist. And Zipix as the last man standing, he at least managed to kill Tapson, but in a 3v3 situation to end up it being 2-0 in favor of Penta, it's not good at all. Their plan definitely turned this round around in favor of Penta, as TSM now we're getting sweaty. 5-7, 2P250s, a CZ75 and a USP in the hands of TSM. Of course that's a pure eco. They lost 2 rounds in a row now. They're just trying to build up their economy, which will not be too easy like that if they just cannot find a single frag. Stavros steps down to 8 hit points. That might be a possibility. Now, Zipix peeks out from jungle, but he just walks back immediately because there's 3-4 even people spraying right at him. No chance to get anything done right there. And that will be TSM actually losing Zipix right there. 4-3 in favor of TSM still, in the favor of the Danish lineup, but the Germans are coming back very confidently. Winning 3 rounds in a row is definitely a good thing. And yeah, in the first round they won, they had just 1 man left alive. In the second one there was 2 people, now there's 5. So it's getting better and better, and now they will be building themselves up a bank, which might very much help them in some of the remaining rounds of this match. Once again an A push, but this time, very interestingly, there's no one on the slope. There's Tapson to help them out from connector. There's 3 people running out of palace. Still though, the Vice manages to get 2 frags before going down, so that's a massive play from him. But that still leaves Xipix alone. No matter how impressive it was, 1v3 situation is never easy. So Xipix, if he gets a surprise, if he gets a backstab, 1v2 is much, much easier and better. But instead, it looks like he'll be trying to even save up the weapon instead. TSM previously, they played an eco. So this time, they did not have a lot of money. They lost everything on buying up those M4s. But they now just lost. That must be crushing. Xipix will be able to save it up. $50 on Kerrigan. Yeah, now, after the income. Let's check that. Well, not looking too bad. But they are going to play it out slowly. They're just going for an eco. Not even Kevlars. Only one Deagle. They don't spend a lot of money on this round. Only Xipix will be trying to deal some damage and then maybe save up the weapon yet again. You can see the difference right here. Penta, sometimes they're playing with Galils, Tech 9s and stuff. But on the other hand, TSM, they just decide to save up one round and then come back with full force, with full strength. Kerrigan definitely will be happy if he gets his AWP, so that maybe is what they're aiming at. And Cajun, he gets the frag on Stavros, but that's not the impressive part. When he was falling down from that ticket booth already, he also got another shot on some flying enemy. dupreeh with a triple right now with the Deagle makes it look much better, and Crystal last man standing looking for the no-scope, but does not have enough time to react. Kerrigan with a reckless play, but that earns his team enough distraction to get the frag to close out this round, and that's just so interesting. TSM, they played an eco, then they finally got a full buy to just get wrecked, but when they play another eco, they win. I don't know how it happens. dupreeh, he shouldn't have been allowed to get 3 frags with a Deagle sitting right in the middle of the site. No one really checked that quarter, and that cost Penta a round. Now a 1-for-1 in the middle. Stavros picks off Kerrigan, but Cajun B quickly answers the favor. He now rotates towards the window probably, or maybe towards the CT. Actually, that's his choice. Usually when they had one man somewhere, they were setting themselves up for an A push, so Cajun B assumes that, but it's not the case this time. There's 3 people in the middle. And they smoke off connector. That already 90% situation means they're going for B. There we go. Cajun B completely cut off. Cannot really count on anything. Device though pushing in from T-spawn. That might be massive. Where does he decide to go? We still have Penta in the middle, which is all the more interesting as well, Cajun B is not so reckless on the rotations. He just decides to stay there, looking for some shot when the smoke finally goes down, and he gets it. Stavros drops the bomb right behind the side. That makes it even worse for Penta. Everyone jumping out from catwalk or from apartments, but the bomb is right next to the window of the shop. So in the worst possible spot in that situation. 6-4 in favor of TSM right now. And Penta, they had a chance. They won 4 rounds in a row. And definitely made us think that they might be able to put up a good fight right here. But TSM then robbed them of their dreams with that eco round win. Cajun, he knows that something's coming from the underpass. He knows that Kerrigan is covering his back from the middle. Oh wow, that front boost was very interesting. Still though, Kerrigan, he did not get surprised by it. Penta having some nice ideas here in the match, but against such a good team, against a team that can be the world champions, it's not enough. And there we go, round number 12, so getting close to the ending of that first half, and TSM definitely looking very good. Giving up those 4 rounds might have got us worried a little bit, since the next map will be Train, picked by Penta, so they can get even more, but they immediately just stopped Penta when the time was right. Did not give them any edge. It still is looking good. If they get 11-4 scoreline, Penta will just get crushed still. we go. Now Penta, a couple times in a row, decided to go for that bomb site B instead. Previously, in the first half, kinda, they usually went for that bomb site A. This time they switch it up and usually go for bomb site B. Since it started to work out, they finally got shut down. This time they want to try for B. If it works, they will continue to do it. Oh, but Zipix with one frag does not manage to hold control over both windows at the same time, though. Has a little bit of help from Karrigan, but that's only a 1-for-1 and a 1-for-1. So Penta with the bomb site control, with another frag, with the bomb planted. Definitely looking good for them. And Crystal picks up the AWP. He already had it right at the beginning of the round. Strux takes the AWP after Karrigan, or actually, sorry, Cajun B died, and Crystal still manages to get that no-scope. That was an incredible shot. Strux to close it out, and that's the Penta that needs to play if they want to win it right here. And it definitely is looking good this far. Now let's see, Cajun B still playing with an AWP. So how solo mid still able to buy up this weapon. They have enough money, which is interesting, because after 4 rounds they won in a row at the beginning, they still had to eco very early, but here they can even afford another AWP after getting crushed in the previous round. Now though, that AWP definitely paid off as Cajun got an entry frag, and Dupree also helped himself to walk one. And Crystal, he's the most important guy right now. Will he be able to find some shots? He's one of the better players of Penta Sports, usually sitting around the top of his standings. So we definitely expect a lot from him, but he just falls to the Vice. The bomb gets dropped. The Vice from behind definitely surprised them. And now, that's it. 8-5 in favor of TSM. The rest is just a formality. 8-5 in favor of TSM now, so sometimes they have some weak moments when they drop a round or two, but then they come back with full force, and Penta completely lost with now only pistols in their hands. Stabson buys up a Kevlar to probably even out the economy among the team. And there we go, Device with one entry, he just falls back. There we go, Cajun looking for a shot in the middle, manages to hit one through the wall. Karrigan to close it out. Or actually, it was Cajun missing, and it was mostly Karrigan's frag. Anyway, it does not matter at this stage. It was an eco round. Everyone knew Penta will not have huge chances of taking it. 9-5 in favor of TSM right now. They have not lost a single man, so no hopes for Penta to have one of the players of TSM not fully equipped. Will be 100% put up by TSM. Best weapons that are possible. Every single nade they've ever dreamt of. And there we go. The molly goes in. Zipix definitely holding them at bay. And as you can see, 3 people positioning towards that site. So definitely the right idea, the good idea to do it. Cajun B spots that there's no one in the palace, so they might be assuming something's going on around that B. Now Crystal might get boosted up, or might boost up one of his teammates towards that window. That would have been an entry frag they very much need, but it did not happen, and Thompson just loses half of his hit points to an HE from Device. Even re-peaks, which was a very reckless thing to do, just goes down. That gives Penta an unnecessary edge that TSM didn't really need to give them. Zipix, well, Saros had a nice idea, but then Zipix did not get binded by the pop flash, so it meant nothing. Now it leaves Crispy and Strux, the 2 last men standing, in the last round of the first half. So there's no question they won't be saving, and they will just go down to the pre, both of them. Alright, the first guy, Crispy, could have not expected the pre to be in there, but the other guy just got destroyed completely. And there we go, 10-5 in favor of TSM on their own map of choice on Inferno. It's not outstanding, I wouldn't say, I mean, Penta Sports coming into this match, they are not the favourites, clearly not the favourites, but that's a massive discrepancy if you talk about the odds. Let me check CSGO land very quickly. Yeah, 86% in favour of TSM, so I would have expected more of an 11-4 or 12-3 scoreline, but they just gave up the 4 rounds right at the beginning of the round of the map, so that might have been a little bit of a mistake that did not let them accomplish that. So the pre gets hit in the head, but probably by his teammate who threw some bricks and stuff. So he's still quite healthy now. TSM will get that frag on Carrigan. He spots a lot of people walking out of the window too, so gives a lot of useful info to his team. Cajun goes down to that massive headshot from Crystal. He'll be looking for more, does not spot that one guy, so might not be aware that there's someone in the jungle area. Crystal though, that was a good pop flash, but TSM knows it all and they just hide. They don't peek. Device now puts himself in a very nice spot. Dupree covering the connector. And we still have Zipex in the jungle. And still no one might really be expecting him to be there. Crystal finds the headshot. He just runs into the site. Does not care about anything. Gets a double and will be looking for the triple. Will get it. However, do they have the time to defuse the bomb? They definitely do. Especially as Crispy has the defuse kit. And that's looking great for Penta right here. The pistol round might give them some more rounds now in a row. And that's, well, TSM falling in a 3v3 situation. Another thing that just shouldn't have happened for a team of such caliber. And there we go. A molly in the hands of Device. Flashbang for Carrigan. And all they have is P250s all over the place. Stavros picking up a P90, that's interesting. We'll see if he can accomplish anything with that. In some close quarters, he can just shred through people without Kevlars like nothing. He might even get an ace with just one single pull of the trigger. But it's not going to happen this time as the storm comes on bomb site A, and Penta Sports have enough to stop them right there on the spot. Oh, Device manages to find a headshot before going down. Had just 3 hit points left, so a little bit unlucky for Crystal, but still Penta will be able to take this round. 2 casualties though, so sets them back a little bit in terms of economy, but it's not horrible at all. Now TSM, they got the bomb plant in the first round, so it will be a full buy right here, right now, and see, that's the difference. Penta, they got the bomb plant in the first pistol, but they decided to force up right after that with Galils and AKs, and that cost them a little bit too much. It threw them off, and they weren't able to get another round until 4 rounds in. And TSM, they just calm it down, and they buy up this time. They still don't have an AWP on anyone. That would have been very useful for some kind of an initial pick that they were looking for right here, right now. Crystal in the window, he might have got killed, but it did not happen. Another smoke. Crystal has no life in that window, or at least no vision. He did not get killed, he's still alive, but won't be able to achieve anything for the team. So he's of no use for the time being. And Carrigan approaching the bomb site B with one of his teammates. However, is this the call for TSM? There's only one man right there. It would have definitely be the right thing to do. Dupree finds one headshot, finds the second one before going down. That's massive for TSM, and now there's no one to stop them on that bomb site B as Crispy falls. Only one frag going the way of Penta also puts them in a 2v4, which does not help at all. Stavros falls back to the CT spawn to try and save up his weapon, and taps and follows the call. He was just about to backstab TSM, but just decides to save his weapon himself and try to look for some exit frags. And yes, this is TSM's map of choice. We'll see how it goes for them, because it's definitely looking close, much closer than expected. Tab, so now might get a chance of getting some frags, but TSM just don't decide to walk right into him. Cajun falls back, and that's it. 11-7. The bomb goes off, also earns them a little bit of money too. And we have AKs, M4 in the hands of TSM. Now Penta, They won 2 rounds only, so it was impossible for them to build up the economy, and especially as TSM on their eco round, when they only had P250s, managed to kill 2 people, and that left 2 of the guys from Penta on pretty much virtually no money. Now we have a 1-for-1 in the Palace, which bodes a little bit better for TSM. Of course, the Ts will walk in as a group, while the CTs still have to cover the whole map. So they'll still have the numbers disadvantage, but we have 3 right here on A, so it might be very good for them. Cajun B walks in, but does not really know what's going on. Still, however, his spray control manages to get him a headshot on Crystal, and that only leaves Crispy. He shows himself on the stairs, so they know he'll be in that area, and he just falls to Jipix. That's 12-7 in favor of TSM, getting much closer to winning this map finally and making it look much better. 10-7 was very close, but 12-7 is already a big round discrepancy and puts them close enough to winning this map to make Penta feel the pressure finally. As it seems, Penta were quite comfortable in that matchup up until now. Well, Crispy has to be very careful. Cajun looking for the headshot. Had he got it, would have been a bomb side B approach from TSM, no questions asked. Device now down to 50, but the same goes for Crystal. And it's all fair and square still. Some smokes going in, so it is a bomb side B push anyway, even though they didn't get an entry right there. There we go. 12-7 is the scoreline. If TSM get another round right here, if Penta don't do anything to get themselves a round right here, it probably is 1-0 in favor of TSM already. With the bomb planted, with so many frags going their way right now, it's just overwhelming. Now, Carrigan, Device, Cajun, 3 last man standing. On the other hand, they will be facing 2. That's Tabson and Stavros. But once again, Penta just deciding to save up the weapons, and they probably won't be able to get any exit frags as previously. Well, actually, let's see. Cajun B is approaching them. Might even be a crossfire right here if Stavros gives some info to Tabson. Someone's approaching. Stavros wins the fight. Tabson also finds a headshot on Device. Finally, Kerrigan puts him to his grave, and he'll be looking for the frag on Stavros. Extremely unfortunate for Penta. They managed to get 2 frags, but then they just lost their weapons. They were so hard trying to save. And there we go. Round number 21. And TSM, of course, looking much better. Penta now in a horrible situation with only P250s at most. Okay, Stavros has a 5-7, but he just goes down right at the beginning to Zipix. And Dupree with a double spray down. 1 bullet, 2 frags, I think, right there. He closes out this round with a triple kill. And Device with a headshot on Crystal. 14-7. I don't think TSM are worried about losing this game at all anymore. There we go, Crystal against Cajun. Oh, Cajun whiffs the shot. It was supposed to be 100% kill on Crystal, especially as Crystal was just approaching scoped, so he didn't jump over. It was not a surprise to Cajun B where he showed up. A little bit of a bad thing, especially as Dupree also falls right at the beginning, but Carrigan returns the favor. Cajun now picks up the AK and decides to not play with the AWP anymore. They're gonna go for that bomb site A. Actually, most of the TSM's lineup is already in that bomb site A, but they just cannot get to plant the bomb. They have the smokes, but they're not confident enough yet. Another frag going the way of Penta. That's extremely important. Tabson with a double. 2v3 right now for TSM as Zipix pushes out and manages to deal a little bit of damage, but still misses all the heads, so that does not help at all. Penta can just fall back, put themselves into comfortable spots, and be able to watch as TSM crumbles. To Device now, the last man standing, he'll find one. Now his position is already given away. What will he do? Crystal. Oh, he misses the headshot. That might have been him losing the round right there. He will try to get the bomb plant as Crystal falls back from the CT spawn, so he will be able to take it. Let's see what then. Crystal comes in with a USB. That was a chance of a lifetime for Device. He missed 2 of his chances right here of killing Crystal, which it's not a good thing. That gives Penta yet another round before going down on this map. Definitely makes them happy. Gives them a little bit of a confidence boost walking into that train. That definitely is a thing they need. Train is their own map of choice, and if they manage to take it, they put up such a good fight here on Mirage. So they will have the strength to fight in DOS 2 if they bring it to 1-1 scoreline. Of course, sounds like I'm assuming TSM are about to win this map, because they definitely are with Karrigan playing like that. The aggressive AWP style. It got definitely very much punished after that patch, and the AWP movement got nerfed. Now you're moving very, very slowly while you're scoped in, but Karrigan still manages to make it work. And the last man standing is Crystal. He definitely shouldn't be saving up his weapon right now. This is one of the last rounds did Penta get to play here on this map, so he should be taking care of it. But on a 1v5, what can you do? You can kill a guy or two. You cannot win the round yourself. Cajun B hits a headshot on Crystal. 15-8 on the scoreline right now, and TSM about to take the first map of this best of 3. And there we go, only pistols now in the hands of Penta and Kevlars. Oh, definitely not the perfect setup for possibly the last round of this whole map. And Device in a 1v2 right now. He has to take care of that. He'll actually fall to Stavros, but then Cajun returns the favor very quickly. Karrigan was already on the catwalk. I have no idea why somebody let him get there so quickly without being spotted. He still, with that movement, manages to dodge a lot of bullets and kill Strugs for Cajun to close out the round. That's crispy falling by the ending. 16-8 is the scoreline of Mirage, the map chosen by TSM. So Penta got quite a bit. He definitely should not be saying Penta will 100% hands down lose this match right at the beginning, as they are also able to put up a good showing. For example, take a look at Strugs, only 6 frags. Had he been able to put up a little bit better performance, it might have even been Penta taking this map. Well, anyway, let's leave the shenanigans for later. Let's now go into a short break. I hope you're enjoying it. My name is Neurointegrate. Sorry for the solo cast. All the other casters are away for the time being. Vendetta is absent. Same goes for Sadokist, so I have to take it by myself. But I still think, I hope it's not too bad. I hope it's possible for you to listen. You don't have to mute the stream. So there we go, into the commercial break now.
This is it. This is it. This is it.
Alright, there we go. We are back live. I actually did not really notice that we are already starting. That's PENTA Sports versus TSM on train this time. TSM kicking it off on the T side, so looking quite dangerous for them right here, so to say. This is the map chosen by PENTA, and they put up a good showing on Mirage, which means they can really take this train. They definitely stand a chance right here. TSM, they don't want to give up. Of course, they want to take the series home 2-0. They don't want to risk losing it, of course, as losing it would mean going out of the tournament. And TSM, being a team they are, team with such accomplishments. Oh my goodness, Crystal. That's actually him getting that headshot. I thought it was Strux who got it. Would have been an outstanding and impossible shot. And anyway, the bomb is still going to get defused. That's PENTA winning the pistol round. And it seems like they will be doing well here on the CT side. Yeah, so once again, my name is Neurointegrate, and this is TSM versus PENTA. TSM one map up. 16-8, I think it was the scoreline on the first map, Mirage, picked by TSM, by the Danish team, and now the Germans playing their own map train. And the next, if we need it, the decider will be Dust 2. So let's see if PENTA can help themselves towards that third map, and if they can try to win the best of 3. Right now we have TSM entering that bomb side B. They are getting the bomb planted though. They got the plant successfully this time. Of course they are deciding to once again play with only pistols. I did not even mention the entry frag. It was an eco round, so things like that happen all over the place. But afterwards they just went through. They got the bomb plant. That was surprising. It looked like they can accomplish something in this round, but then they got rolled over by PENTA. And well, looking good for TSM now. 2 bomb plants in the rounds they lost. Alright, on train you can't afford to lose some rounds on the T side, that's normal. But that way they can buy up an AWP, for example, for Cajun B right off the bat, which might have a big impact here on the game. There we go, Cajun looking at that angle in Ivy. Crystal, as soon as he peeks, he goes down. Actually, he was playing with a scout. They are the guys that have the advantage of winning the rounds, and he was playing with a much weaker weapon than Cajun. And Carrigan's down to 7 hit points, but he still manages to put the bullet in the head of Stavros, so it puts them in a 5v3, makes it much better. Tapson did not pull the trigger at the guy that was very low health. So that's a little bit unfortunate right there. There we go, Strux right in the middle of nowhere. Actually, no one's even shooting at his back. That shouldn't have happened. TSM not paying attention to what's going on in their site, but they still managed to take this round. However, this took them a little bit too much effort, in my opinion. Should have made it a little bit easier. There we go. The result on the first map was 16-8 in favor of TSM. And now 3 people dropping into the top. That's an interesting strat coming out of TSM. But PENTA just playing without any pistols, so it might be surprising, but they would have been able to accomplish the same without doing it. Might have been a slight mistake to give up one of the aces from up their sleeves in an anti-eco. Still though, they made it flawless, they made it perfect. And there we go, a Galil in the hands of Carrigan. But TSM at least getting the rounds, that's always an important thing in train on the T side of trade. The more the better. The CTs are of course expected to get as much as possible. So TSM, whatever they can hold on to it. Would be great. Carrigan though goes down right now. Crispy sneaks through and kills Dupree in a very awkward spot. Drops the bomb on top of that. Now Penta Sports have control over everything they've ever dreamt of. Now they know also Cajun is coming up from Ivy. He'll be covering that angle. So Cajun not looking too good, but actually he also gets through. Two people are looking his way and he just runs through and does not get spotted. Stavros now might get surprised, but he's behind the train. So no chance for Cajun to get it, actually. Cajun sneaking through, but what can you do at this stage? You have to pick up the bomb that's dropped right next to the pop dog on top of it, and there's two people standing right there. There's one more guy standing in A. Okay, he's skipped him, which is a very good thing already, but then you'd have to get a double right here. So Cajun, now's his time to shine, but the time is running out, so whatever he does, it's not good. It's just not good. And there we go, 3-2 in favor of Penta. TSM will have that 1 AK in the next round, a molly, a flashbang, Kevlar helmet, so looking good. And he also has a Tech 9, so in case someone needs, he might even drop that pistol. But TSM still have enough money to play with. And there we go. No money left in Carrigan. He would be the guy willing to play with an AWP or Cajun, but both of them running low on money, not really able to take it. And this time it is TSM with only AKs in their hands. Well, on the other hand, you can see the Penta also not doing too well. For example, when you have a UMP in the hands of Crystal, maybe he assumed TSM will be playing an eco round, but that definitely was not the right assumption. Had quite a bit of money. There might have played a FAMAS or an M4 even without a helmet. So quite interesting choice right there. And now they're getting destroyed left and right as Cajun B secures a frag. Also Zipex finds one. And also Carrigan. So it's a 4-on-2. A huge advantage. And there we go. Chris B finds a frag and Dupree once again. The same kind of thing. He just sneaks through to catch him in the most unexpected moment and position to get that frag, but then he falls. That's Device with 4 hit points right now, trying to battle it out with Strux. Strux knows what's going on, but still will not be able to win the fight. 1 bullet is enough from an AK, and Strux was not even able to pull the trigger. 3-3. That's the worst possible scenario for Penta at the moment. And you have TSM getting around for rounds and ending up 8-7 or 7-8 on the CT side of train. Does not favor you at all, especially as this is your own map of choice. So Penta should get their heads together and finally gather up some rounds in a row finally. And there we go, Carrigan with that huge HE drops Stavros, but Crispy finds frag and Dupree. They're only out playing with the pistols. Not a lot of Kevlars, only Dabson with 1. They still managed to get 1 frag. Device down to 12 hit points, but previously it was down to 4, and still managed to make a lot of good for TSM. So I don't think they really worry about it. Crystal coming in from behind, from main entrance to train. Bomb site A. And sends Zipex flying, picks up the AK, might still fight, the bomb is not yet planted. Crystal in the game. Let's see if he can get that triple kill to take the round for Penta. It was an eco for them. He does not have a Kevlar, so it might be a little bit of a bad thing, but still looking very nice after that 1 frag. Actually misses Cajun B. Now Cajun's walking right towards him. Once again missed him. Crystal from Pop, they don't even know where he killed them from. That's Penta in such a good spot, but Cajun spots the foot. Now Crystal low on health. Now what is he gonna do? Throws a flashbang. That was a good one. The bomb is getting planted by Device, so he now knows where Device is. 1v1. 1 shot for both of them will be enough to win the round, but it's actually Device just sprays it down. Crystal was peeking left and right, so it was just a matter of time And he finally peeks again on the left side, and that's it. TSM take this round, but Crystal, man, he gave them a run for their money. That was way too close for TSM now. Once again, we have a scout in the lineup of Penta. It's Stavros with it. However, still, we only have seen an AWP once for the Danish lineup. And it's definitely worked out pretty well. But they've never really been able to gather up enough money for it again. Only one man remains after the previous round for TSM, so they will be struggling with the money again as they had to buy up 4 rifles. And Device actually saved up an M4 from the previous round, so the rest of them, of course, have AKs. Tabson in IV, Cajun might have taken him out, but that smoked massively helped him. Cajun pushes through, Stavros gets spotted, but Cajun actually turned away at a very bad moment as Stavros threw the smoke with a scout kill. And we have Carrigan Device answering with the frags, but they cannot really gain control of any of the sites. And they very much need the bomb plant. They finally got it. Crystal very far away. So if he wants to rotate, the rest of the team will have to wait for him. And the time will be running out, but they have 2 defuse kits, which is more than enough. Chipex and the pop dart. No one's gonna come from there, so that leaves Dupree alone. Dupree is gonna get taken out by Crispy. That definitely loses TSM the round. Crystal with the last headshot. They will get the bomb defused. 4-4. So once again, it gets brought back, but as I said, 1-for-1 just does not work for Penta. This way, it will set up TSM for such a good second half. There we go, round number 9. Let's see which one of the teams will be able to get it. Will it finally be Penta getting the edge here? Or is it TSM still doing what they have to? Strux right on the bomb train on A. He gets surprised by Carrigan actually. Someone did not cover the main entrance. They got through Cajun and Zipex with some headshots. That definitely puts TSM in a favored spot. The bomb is getting planted. Penta not looking good at all. Strux down to 42 hit points as he got surprised by Carrigan just a couple seconds ago. And that just makes Penta save their weapons. 3 M4s will get carried over to the next round, but once again it's the same kind of thing. A 1-for-1 round. TSM that favors them so much right here on train. Yes, it's only one caster right now since most of the casters, the usual ones, are away right now. Carrigan about to get picked up by Stavros, but he just misses most of the shots. So just finishing what I was about to say, Cajun did not manage to find that last frag. Would have been great. So yeah, most casters are away. Sadokist is in Romania for the PGL. Vendetta is also absent, so I have to cast alone. I know it might not be too pleasant to hear. I know some people might not like it. Just how it is. Cannot really make a difference. Cannot clone myself. We have a duo caster out of nowhere. Well anyway, Cajun opens it up with a nice headshot. The 3 weapons Penta carried through are now only 2. As Crispy bought up himself a FAMAS. Tabson dropped that 1 M4 they had. There we go. 2 people in IV. Crystal's not going to get taken out though. He's not peeking. Smartly. Smartly does it. There we go. That's an interesting boost right there from Cajun. Good idea for TSM. However, the smoke already disappeared and there's no one else right there. No one peeking from Penta. So no further advantage for TSM just yet. It's a 4-on-4 though. So they are slightly favoured. Device now finds the frag and crystal, so that puts them in an awesome spot. All of a sudden, Strux though behind the blue train might be able to take some of them out, but he actually misses a lot of his shots and just drops right now. That's a big whiff that might have cost Penta the round. He could have got a double right there. It would have been a 2-on-2 right now, but instead it's just Crispy in the Z, in the connector, and he's about to go down. Or else he might try to save up this FAMAS, but previously they saved up 3 M4s and that didn't give them anything. And a FAMAS is even less. And it's only 1. So 6-4 in favor of TSM. I said 1-for-1 does not favor Penta at all, but they losing now rounds in a row. TSM stringing some rounds together is a massacre. I might even want to say that Penta were doing better on the Mirage, on the map that TSM picked, since this is just a CT-sided map. I don't want to say heavily CT-sided map anymore, as after the changes it's a little bit more evened out. And it goes down to how the T's play actually. If they have some interesting strats prepared, then they can easily take some sides. If not, they'll just get picked off one after another. And you cannot say that TSM is not an experienced team, so they definitely have something prepared here for Train. And we can see it's working. This far, at least Crispy's gonna go down through that smoke. Nice try, had a good idea once again. It just goes down. 5v3 right off the bat. But, well, they lost one pistol, they lost, I don't really remember what that weapon was, or actually just didn't take a look at it. But still, they have 2 M4s and a FAMAS. Still possible for them to pull something up. Let's take a look at that. Strux! This time he gets the double. This time he makes it right. Was a little bit closer, so maybe he cannot shoot in such long range. Does not matter. Makes it much better for Penta. Now they're still in the game. They can still try to win this round. And there we go. Zippix though with that headshot. Shots down Strux. Leaves Stavros last man standing once again. Once again in connector, but he just pushes out. Is very bold. Makes that move. It gets rewarded. Device down to 16 hit points. And Stavros is aware that even Pop Dog, if he just manages to kill Cajun B, would have been a very favourable situation for him, but he just not managed to make it, and that's Device to close out the round. It was really close for Penta this time. Finally a chance to stop TSM, but it's just not gonna happen. And TSM coming out massively on top. 3 rounds discrepancy right now on T side of Train. Looking good. And right at the beginning of the match, I opened it up with saying DNG just won 16-2 against Evolution on Train. 14-1 on the T side. So I wanted it not to be the same. It's not the same, but it still is TSM heavily rolling over Penta right here on the T side. Actually now, Penta dropped the bomb, but Crystal gets surprised by Cajun. He cannot cover all the angles by himself. Stavros walks in, but he gets picked up very easily by Cajun from the connector. Tabson puts up a good play with the P250. Just 2 taps and him a frag, but he still cannot help himself toward any weapon. But he might not even need a weapon. P250 might as well be enough. 1v1 right now. Dupree versus Tabson. With the bomb planted though, Dupree can play it out just how he wants it, and he'll get that frag on Tabson. That was quite hilarious. Gets behind him somehow. Tabson jumping on the ladder actually killed him right there. Most probably. Still, that's 8-4 in favor of TSM. Now 4 rounds in a row, if I'm not mistaken. That's it. 4 rounds in a row for the Danish lineup. They already won 16-8 on Mirage. Now it's Train, the map picked by their enemies. It's a best of 3 in the lower bracket, so the loser drops out of the tournament. Penta will definitely not be happy with that, especially on their own map. They might have been okay with losing on Dust 2 on the 3rd map, but if Train's not going to work out for them, they must be very unhappy. There we go, Cajun approaches Ivy. But Tabson was right out of his point of this field of view. And Cajun holding that very tight angle and make sure to be able to make the shot when it matters the most. And it's already a 5v4. Zippix down to 78, but that's nowhere near as important as Crispy down to 21 now. Crispy finally falls, but he still managed to kill the device right there. Unless they kill the frag, which makes no sense at all. But anyway, he killed him. And that puts TSM on 4. But with Penta being with only 2 people, it's a little bit too hard to win. Stavros with an M4. This time it's a little bit better than P250, but it might not be able to achieve more than it. So it's 9-4. And all of a sudden that scenario that I was talking about, that 1-for-1 in rounds, would have been much better than that for Penta. And there we go. An AWP in the hands of Cajun. He has not lost it for quite a bit of time now. Well, it's definitely good for him to have it. Earns a lot of frags. Gets some entries in the Ivy, most importantly. That's what gets them some initial momentum. This time goes over to upper though. Oh, Crispy lurking in that smoke. Was expecting to catch someone off guard, but it did not work out. So if things like that don't work for Penta, I just don't know what they need to do to come back into it. There should have been a frag for Penta. Should have been an advantage for them. Maybe a weapon pickup. And then a slowdown and then once again trying to win the round. But it did not happen. It's once again TSM in the driver's seat. The Danes rolling over the Germans. And there we go. Cajun puts a bullet in the head of Thompson to close this out. 10-4. Will it be 10-5? Can Penta finally take a round for themselves? They have a lot of money. They can afford AWPs if they just want to. And Train is very much based on the sniper rifles. You usually see a lot of AWPs, sometimes even auto snipers. So it's very important for Penta to be able to afford them. Strux manages to get the entry frag in Dupree as he had a nade in his hands. A molly. And there we go. Cajun throws a flashbang. This time does not manage to find an entry frag with his AWP and Ivy. Which statistically is a little bit surprising. But he'll just rotate and try to look for some frags elsewhere. We had 2 ops in the hands of TSM. Now one of them is gone as Dupree died. So I think Carrigan decided to switch it out. Well, Tapson barely stayed alive. That shot might have gone through his hair. Anyway, Crystal gets the frag, gets another one. Crystal get kill and a double and a triple. Actually is Strux, I'm sorry. They were in a very similar spot with those AWPs, but one of them was a Dragonor, the other one was a Asimov. It's a tiny difference. 10-5 in favor of TSM right now. Penta Sports, of course, they are still in the game. This is their own map of choice. They might have something very impressive prepared for that T side, but the pistol round will be very important for that. If TSM take the pistol, they might be too close to winning it. And let's see how it goes. Carrigan looking for the one taps with that USP, but it definitely is not as good as it was in the previous pistol. With Penta Sports landing 2 single one taps on that bomb side B to get the pistol round win. Out of nowhere. There we go. Penta, they have to win this pistol if they want to stay in the game. They don't want to lose this best of 3 right here, right now. Crystal throws another smoke to get a little bit of cover for his team. And the bomb planted so early in a 5v5. I think this round will go to Penta. But let's see what TSM have to say. Tabson holding right behind the smoke. So he'll surprise as soon as it disappears. TSM, oh my goodness, they're getting so many consecutive frags. And now that's 5 going their way. Only 1 frag goes the way of Penta and they will be able to take it. Cajun has a defuse kit. That's 11-5. Wow. The bomb planted, still in a 5v5 situation. Penta could have got great after plant positions. They still had smokes. But no. Somehow they gave up all the frags and TSM still managed to take it. Carrigan, nice flick right there with the Mag 7. He will be looking for more. He might get surprised here though. But Strog still does not manage to finish off the frag. Leaves Carrigan at 44 hit points, so it still makes him effective. And he'll find the frag on Stavros. That's a triple with a Mag 7. An enormous amount of money going the way of Carrigan right here. And he might already be able to afford an op, and he will. But he just decides to go for an M4 instead. 2,700 for 3 frags with a Mag 7. Penta shouldn't really let him do it. That's crushing. Let's see how it goes further on. Round number 18, 12 on the account of TSM already. Zipix throws a very nice nade that brings Tabson down to 55 hit points, which is already quite a big opening in favor of TSM. And Penta not looking too good right here. As I said, the pistol round will be crucial to them staying alive in the best of 3, staying alive on this map. But they did not take it, and now they still are getting slapped left and right. But Zipix now falls, and Stavros gains control of that bomb site B that might be very important to Penta. If they get the bomb plant, if they hold onto it, getting around right here right now might throw off TSM. And Crispy finds the headshot on Carrigan, however not before Cajun kills one guy right there on bomb site B. Or at least I think it was right there. Crystal down to 28. Behind Electric now peeks out. One shot should be able to bring him down. One accurate shot. Oh, Cajun spots him in a very important moment. This Device could have got backstab. It could have even been a knife kill, but Dupree and Device once again close out this round. Device with a huge plate can definitely be reliable at times, and that's very important for the Danes. There we go. Still an AWP in the hands of Cajun, so I very much expected Carrigan to be playing with that weapon after getting so many frags with a Mag 7. But nope, it's Cajun with the AWP this time. Yet again. He was very successful on the T side, so why not? Definitely not saying it's a bad choice. Shrugs finds a headshot and Debris picks up a weapon. That's massive. That might help Penta not crumble just yet. But with Cajun finding the frag on Stavros and Carrigan securing a frag on Strux and Device covering that pop dog perfectly, he might be very easily able to close out this match right here, right now. 14 rounds on the account of TSM, just 2 more, and they will be able to take this best of 3 home with a 2-0 scoreline in a great fashion. So it might just as well be the thing that I said a couple minutes earlier, that Penta is even doing worse here than on Mirage. On Mirage they got 8 rounds, here they only have 5, and it's not looking good at all. Now they're on the T side, and there we go, an entry frag going the way of TSM, maybe even a double. And Zipix also finds the frag on Tabson. That's 5v2, now 4v2. Crispy and Device find the frags, a little bit of a lag right there. Let's carry on. Dupree misses the shot. It could have been a very important frag as Strux is the last man standing. Maybe he just didn't spot him. Or actually, the frag was stolen. Strux was in a different spot. Brain lag. Anyway, yeah, the game lagged, my brain lagged. Everything's in control. Anyway, Dupree will just run through the smoke. And Strux like, hello! But then he still drops. And his AWP is gone, and Penta Sports without the bomb plant, they should be struggling with the money. And TSM definitely happy, already smiling and giggling. This match is going their way. If Penta can win 10 rounds in a row, it would have been the most miraculous comeback I've seen lately. I don't want to say in the history of Counter-Strike, because there's definitely been better, but lately, definitely. Strux now runs through Dupree once again. We have the Mag 7 in the hands of TSM. This time it's Dupree, not Carrigan. Strux still holding on to his life. He might be able to surprise one of the players, but they also spotted him already. That's Zipex with a double Karrigan to support him. He just hid behind the electric, and that's GG. Only one frag going the way of Penta, and TSM even playing with a Mag 7 and a Scar 20. I did not even manage to pay attention to, as this round was finished so quickly. So that would be it. Thank you very much for watching. A very quick game. I expected a little bit more. I wanted it to go to 3 maps, but Penta this time, it was not their day. It was not their game. TSM, of course, putting up a good fight right here, as it was expected of them. And that will be it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry for the solo cast once again. There's no other caster available at the moment to cast with me, so I had to. We couldn't leave the match uncasted or unstreamed, so I hope you bear with me. And if you enjoyed it, you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter. My name is NeroIntegrate, so it's twitter.com/NeroIntegrate and facebook.com/NeroIntegrate. I'll post the links in the chat too. And huge shout out to Vulcan once again for mostly sponsoring the league, and to all our other sponsors. This is CounterPit. Thank you for watching. TSM 2-0 against Penta, and see you some other day. Tomorrow we have another match. Let me bring it up for you. It is yes or no? Okay, never mind. I mistook the groups. Some other league will have another match tomorrow. Well, anyway, thank you very much. See you guys some other day.